Greetings to all my comrades at the APC. This is not the APC online TV platform, and me where talk to Namina comrade OrWanKaSu. This program na the upfront one-to-one interview with OrWanKaSu to all the comrades them that the APC where they aspire for positions them within the APC. Today we get a very vibrant lady where they aspire for a position within the diaspora. And this lady, they live within the UK. And today, he can't tell we about himself, about the reason why he aspire for this position. And we go get to know him better by the end of this interview. So if I reach there, I just want to bring the guest in who get tonight, who make he introduce himself to we. They tell we who that Naim. Over to you.
Hi, comrades all, APC and also viewers. Me na Jammie Koroma. Currently, I live na Reading, UK, and me na a comrade of the APC, a registered member, who is very, very well interested in everything about the APC, the ideologies, and obviously wanting to make a change and to see change happen. And for you to see it happen, you've got to be in it. So I'm a very like-minded person who wants to have her hands in and see things being done. And Agladi for Denaya, and welcome to you all in viewing this program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Jammie Koroma, Mrs. Koroma. Thank you very much for joining us in this platform. This is now an interview, a pre-recorded interview where we look for a time where we'll go for put this on air so you will get the chance for sit down, relax with a cup of tea. Yourself watch yourself where they go through this interview. And live viewers then go for the make comments. So you should go get the opportunity for respond to the comments then they online just like the viewers then. So we ask everybody will they aspire for any position within the APC for contact we, myself, Professor Delwin, Mr. MMBB Winamo Bangura from Reading, Mr. JS, Mr. Stevens, Dr. Denke, and all the rest of them were within the online TV platform for these interviews. I want to tell you once again, plenty thank you. And you don't tell we say you come out in a Reading. Reading is one of the chapters inside the APC UK and Ireland district, what they call now. You don't tell we say you a person way a very active member within the APC and like-minded and interested in the position within the diaspora. Waiting at this position, you're also interested in the diaspora.
I'm interested in the position of the Secretary General in the Diaspora Women's Wing.
Right, Secretary General of the Diaspora Women's Wing. Wow, that's a wonderful, wonderful position within the diaspora. So basically the diaspora then gets the men and the women, not so as a vision.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So the Secretary General position. Wow. Okay. Well, it's good to see women coming up for key positions within the diaspora. And people they may ask questions and they think say, oh, what happened? You know, we need to see UK people and they come out for key position. They need to see UK and they do this and do that. But for you read this today that you are actually going for the Secretary General of the Women's Wing for the diaspora. It's quite encouraging from the UK. So people will get a wonder. Yes, Jammie Koroma from Reading. What else do anyone know about Jammie? Tell me a little bit about Jammie. Who's that Jammie come out? You know, how you don't come to that point so they call you Jammie Koroma. Who's that you hail from? and all of that.
Okay, thank you very much, OrWanKaSu. Well, me, first and foremost, na this country I born. I born na Birmingham.
Okay.
But both my parents, my mama and papa, na born Sierra Leoneans.
Okay.
So I born at this country, but na salon amen. Na there I eat dirty. As
Okay.
people can say, na they eat dirty.
Yeah.
So me papa na an educationist. When na being educationist, Dr. J.S. Koroma, we na be one time chief educational officer na Sierra Leone Day. And also my mama na an educationist as well. We're currently, as we speak, na the paramount chief of Kadbowo Chiefdom, na Shinge. And basically, I come from a background wherein my parents, both mom and dad, are educationists. So we grew up in a family wherein we're surrounded by book people then. So we not being get choice, we get for land this book. But also, yes, I born at this country, but at the age of 18 months, now I left this country, I go salon. And from where I did salon, I go primary school, secondary school. I only come back when I was 19. And even that, na rebel one, I ended me come salon, we make a come. England again at that time where I come, to be honest. But I go school, I go my first primary school I've been Junaftrans, and the reason why I go Junaftrans based na Moyamba. And my mama at that time I've been principal na Harford School for Girls na Moyamba. So I go na them primary school na Junaftrans primary school. And then from there, when my mama moved come on Moyamba, we can Freetown. At that time, we do work with United Methodist Church Conference, UMC House. When he been there, we get for move, obviously, come back na Freetown. And my daddy said that time he gets the position as a chief educational officer. So we based na Hill Station when I do been leave, but then I be to go primary school na Tower Hill Municipal School na Freetown day. And from there, I go Annie Walsh. There, go secondary school. Annie Walsh, I did it from Form 1 to go Form 3. At the time where I go Annie Walsh, Mama been they actually travel go America, be doing theology. That's the other side of me. My mama a pastor as well. So we go doing theology. During anything and I sit for Annie Walsh. Though my mama be one lag go Harford, but we not been there. I see and fit say this is the time for last be a bit sneaky. So I go for the school where maybe want to go for. So but then when your mama return, my mama gets a lot of pressure from me Affordians and say your mama go Harford school, a teach na Harford school, a be principal na Harford school. How come you begin ordain na Harford school? So my mama go undergo so much pressure. We been get for make me mama been get for pressurize me and pull me Annie Walsh and bring me to Harford. So I go Harford from Form 3 to Form 4, no Form 5 actually, and then during the Rebel War, being attacked na Moyamba area, we get for move come back Freetown. So I go back na Annie Walsh because then at that time, Madam Williams, when I've been the principal, na Annie Walsh say, I not grab you know, be a very studious speaking, you get then I will first A class. I not get any reason why you know for come back. Now you been go, if you come back, you play still there, your number still there. So I go back Annie Walsh, and I've been for complete my fifth form or my secondary school back na Annie Walsh before I get for come back na England at the age of 19. But that just gives us a bit of a background in terms of my journey through Sierra Leone and education wise, and also a bit of a background of who my parents then be. So yes, so from there, obviously, Wakanaya, during the Rebel War, there was a bit of tossing and turning, not quite sure of waiting I want for do. Mentally, was I really prepared? Because they don't throw me from waiting I initially want for do to now in England trying to rethink myself. But then obviously when I've been calm in a hurry, and all come with me me O-level results and things like that. So because of that, I not been get results for present. So that me get for take me backwards. But notwithstanding that, when you know say you ready for land book or you want for pursue, your career, I not be nothing not been get for the in me way. So at that time, I not been mind for go back in college and go do something. So I go ready in college. When I there, I go study GNVQ in health and social care. So I do that there for 2 years, even though it was challenging. When I been with no results at all, for let them believe say I can able for do that advanced course with no results behind me. I've been just get for prove myself, do some tests, and show myself say I am educated to finishing my secondary school and O level. For let them for take me back. So for let them allow me for lab to do the course. So I did the course, completed it, and at that time, I don't decide say I want to go into midwifery. So that course they allow me for get entry for go do the midwifery degree, which I did at Thames Valley University, now known as University of West London. Now they are doing my midwifery as a degree level honors, and then they paved me way into my career. So as we speak, I am a registered qualified midwife. We don't work within this profession for 20 good years.
Wow.
I'm still practicing as a midwife, as a frontline staff, and I enjoy what I do. And within that journey of my career, it's probably made it more open that I am a feminist. you can call me that because I am very much for women and with women and like to work for women and with women to be able to see and advocate for women, push women along with me. So within that career, I don't obviously develop myself to the higher point of being a band seven, wherein I coordinate and manage shifts and units as well, and being on call and all the jazz that goes with it. But I enjoy the first line, the front lines part of things of actually dealing with patients themselves rather than too much paperwork. It gets a bit boring.
Right, right,
But
right.
that's where I am at the moment.
Fantastic, fantastic upbringing. The ordeal of the war in Sierra Leone, of course. Not forgetting that. I'm sure viewers them will really, really say, "Wow, this lady actually don't achieve a lot." Within this period. Born in the UK, moved to Sierra Leone. With parents then we're very studious. We in our education, na the key, na the priority. To point to say you daddy, na na education person in the country, and of course you get the mami self. We go study theology. With a pastor and a principal for a very very important school in Sierra Leone. We all know that school when they call Afford School. We for girls, I think so. So Jamie,
Yes.
you know midwife, very very important job, very important profession. A lifesaver. Somebody where they look after people within a very precarious position them, on certain positions them sometimes. You can make decision on the behalf sometimes, and with your experience of, I would say, 20 years of experience as a midwife, to the point to say you don't go to band seven, you know, somebody go wonder, say, wow, you want to go aspire for position as a secretary for APC, wouldn't they pay you? What you make you want to go for that position there?
Well, as I say, my job, I'm a midwife. It surrounds women, for women, and all the time for women. As I say, you can call me a feminist if you like. And this position as a Secretary General, as I say, when you want to foresee change, you have to be in it. And therefore, because me as a person want to see change, and after that make I take this step for go into it. I know they go there for money, but it's because I believe in the ideologies of the APC, and I believe in a lot of changes that could happen, and how me myself as an individual, how I can influence change. And for me, for able to do that, I get for get my hands into it, get your hands dirty, for lay you go able for implement change. I'm a game changer. I'm a very good listener. I can observe, and I feel say I get a very strong voice. When I have a very strong passion about something, I push for it, and I push until I get what I want.
Okay, fantastic. Jammie,
Yes.
I'm not really surprised why you did go for this, because I remember there was a time when I went to Reading, and it was Mr. MMBB Mo Bangura's surprise birthday party. I see how Jamie pick up the mic, bring the women of Reading together, you know, chair the whole program from start to finish. And I see how you articulate yourself, how you speak, how the woman them work, then do a lot of things then with you advice and way of doing things. You know, that time they want to meet you, there was I think was a few times they want to actually meet you and see where you actually do some work, where you do something. And I see your personality, how you present yourself to the people then, and I was quite impressed with it. You know, how much of a support do you have with the women then within the Reading APC women's wing at the Reading?
I've got a very, very strong relationship with the women of Reading. As I say, I would always take you guys back to my career development, because that's where it's all stemmed from. As a midwife, and one of the biggest thing where I do within my career was actually putting Reading Royal Berkshire Hospital on the map, because I was doing a very important role wherein basically I was the female genital mutilation midwife at Royal Berkshire Hospital, and I was able to do interview and be able to share my experience, and also how that experience the way me gets as a child growing up in Sierra Leone, how I bring into my career, and how I use that experience for empower and support women them who are survivors of female genital mutilation, or who are at risk of female genital mutilation. So that step within my career was an eye-opener, not just for myself, but also for quite a lot of people who see me as a role model within the community, and whom I've supported directly or indirectly in different ways, because we all know, say, we country Sierra Leone is highly prevalent in practicing female genital mutilation. And as a result of that, there's a lot of women where they support. And as we speak, I have a group in Reading called Women with Vision, which is a group that supports women who are survivors of female genital mutilation. So not only do I do that as a bigger, wider community support that I offer to the women and everybody in the community, and even women who are not even from Sierra Leone as well, but also that transcends as well into my political aspiration or political involvement, but also as the wife of a chairman of Reading. In that way as well, it does have, it's sort of interlinked with everything that I do, because as a chairman's wife as well, I get involved with the Reading and Oxford branch in what we're doing, supporting my husband in his political ambitions and also his political role that he's got in Reading and how that's been seen through. And in every successful man, there is a strong woman behind that man. And I see myself as one of that.
Wow, wow, that's quite impressive. The chairman's wife, the chairman of APC UK and Ireland Reading region, and we've now really talk to so. And the success of that chairman day, now the woman this what they call Jammie Koroma. Now in the jam, the full support from behind. And she's not only supporting the APC, she's supporting the community. Very strong woman, we able for influence decisions, we able for influence people them, we able for make a change. Now we dey talk to so. Now, Jammie,
Yes.
you they take accolades for the chairman of Reading because we know say that chairman of Reading now one of the best chairman within the APC UK and Ireland. Of course, we got a lot of respect for. So you take accolades for that because where there's any successful man, there is a very strong and supportive woman. Now the woman herself, they wear in jackets for come step forward or take a key role within the APC diaspora region, a very big region, very promising region, a newborn baby inside the APC. So you don't assess the diaspora, you don't assess the other contenders in for that position there. You don't assess the role of the diaspora women's, what you good for bring come in. I don't see all your credentials in house. I don't see your experience there. I don't see what you keep for do. You will fit them inside the diaspora, looking at it as an APC political party.
Well, OrWanKaSu, I can only say before I take a step into such a role, first and foremost, it was something that I had to discuss with my husband to get his support as well, to be able to see how best I can give my utmost best support to the APC as a woman from a woman's perspective, a woman's point of view. And he gave me his blessing and he said, go, I am here. We're in it together. If you're happy to take up that role, I am with you. So for me, that is the first step into taking this role or even thinking about it. But also, I had to do a self-check first and looking at my surrounding, looking at everywhere that I've got my tentacles in what I do and how much of that time I'll be able to have to be able to sacrifice time, effort, and everything else to be able to pursue this step that I want to take. And I had to do that self-check because it's very, very important. Because I'm not a goodie because I want to play games or because I feel, say, it's an area that I want to step into for other personal reasons. No. As best as I can say, I'm self-sufficient in what I am. So I'm not a good money, I'm not a goodie for it to do with gaps that I've seen or gaps that we all have seen. And we need people to step into those roles to be able to narrow those gaps, to be able to make a difference. And for me, that's the biggest thing. And I have the feeling, or I know from my educational background of actually having my degree and having my master's. My master's is in public health, which I actually pursue at the Oxford Brookes University. And with that background of knowledge and educational exposure that I have, I feel executing a role like a secretary into it is something that I can do without actually pushing myself out of my comfort zone.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And I
Wonderful.
feel I am fit and ready to be able to do that role. And I feel I could do it to the best of my ability.
Well, I tell you what, Jammie, this platform is elated. This platform is really, really happy for see women of such caliber coming forward for help the APC. The diaspora, na like I say, na a new region, na the APC. And when they talk about the diaspora executive, people were a bit worried about as to who that them would come in for come help the diaspora for become the strongest region inside the APC. And for see people like Una with such kind, CV, you not even mentioned, you never even touch about your master's degree you get in public health, not just out of conversation that comes from you. And this is the humility we don't see in you already, and we therefore like sort of force the words then for come out from you about you experience, about whatever you do, because it's quite the interviews about you, about actually talking to us about yourself and make viewers and the potential voters then look at this woman and say, wow, this woman I think say fit for that position there. And we gladly foresee that. We gladly foresee the woman that is stepping forward with such kind, you know, long CV of very, very important profession them, you know. What you want for do now, I think say go need for encourage everybody with the aspire within the APC for make woman and come step forward. We want for ask them for make the aspire for position them and then get a husband and behind them as well. So it's very important that you don't mention that, you don't seek the blessing of your husband, you don't tell him to go ahead and you get in support. With your experience we get as a chairman, like political guru for we all learn from and we mentor for they behind you strongly as a husband, then I think say, that position of the Secretary General na the diaspora women's wing will be one way will take top flights, for the APC and the diaspora. So this platform, they wish you good luck in this aspiration where you depart. Now we want to come into the area of how you see yourself going to Sierra Leone if the diaspora, is called to go to the Sierra Leone. You haven't holding a very key position within the diaspora. After the chairman, you're talking about the Secretary General here, and with the profession where you get, as a midwife, you would be able for juggle on, even though there is technology now, so you don't need for move, they make things and done within your own confines of your room, but sometimes they need the physical appearance of the people. Then, how you see yourself going to Sierra Leone if the diaspora have to go to Sierra Leone?
Okay. I think, when people say things happen for a good reason. So, just at the beginning of this year, I gave up my job as a midwife at the permanent hospital that I've been working with for 20 good years.
Wow.
So, in as much as I still work as a midwife, I am now an independent midwife of my own. So,
right.
I have the opportunity, or I find myself in a position wherein I can pick and choose my hours, the days that I want to work, when I want to work, how I want to work, which hospital I want to even go to and work.
Wow.
So that gives me that vast flexibility to be able to work in and around the diaspora, to be able to meet the aims and objective of this party or my job role. So as we speak, it wouldn't be a problem at all because of that flexibility that I do have. And I'm glad to say I step into the role at this time wherein I know say I get that flexibility because it's very, very important. As a Secretary General, it's a very, very vital role within the Diaspora Women's Wing. Yes, as you clearly mentioned, say these are the days of technology wherein I don't have to be somewhere physically, but I have to make myself readily available to be able to even do online meetings and things like that, which I cannot do at work. But then I do have that flexibility to say, okay, today I'm not going to work because I have a diaspora meeting that I need to attend within the working hours. And on a day that I can actually say, no, I'm not going to work today because I have to do this and sacrifice my time and day to be able to to specifically say this is set for that and be able to do it. And I feel say I'm blessed to be able to have that flexibility.
Indeed, the APC is blessed. If only they can elect you into that position, the APC is blessed. But nevertheless, you don't step forward for serve for the APC. Win or lose, APC is winning because you will always be there. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Spot on.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no
Because
qualms about it. There is no deliberation. It's going to happen.
yeah, you will always be in APC. You don't support APC from the background through your husband, you know?
Yeah.
You don't support APC, you don't become a strong member of the APC. Now you're going for this. So it's a win-win situation for APC, it's a win-win situation for you, the husband, and of course the diaspora, because we don't identify you. And win or lose, Madam Jammie Koroma, your talent, your skill, your experience is needed within the APC diaspora. We will not let you go. So, so when that convention they come, we dey hope say we then give you the voters them then give you that chance dey for make you people for serve. But you've been very very impressive for Mutia Degi, so I'm very very happy that you get the support of your husband and of course the women of Reading as well, the whole of Reading region and stuff like that. So what's in your relationship with the other diaspora, chapters them, the other diaspora district them, where they go into this, thing because it's a competition. Other places then they will actually want for through their own support for other people them who they aspire for similar position or your position. What's in the relationship now? We don't with the campaign. I don't see it so far.
Well, so far, I feel I'm in the best position. I'm currently with the Cassandra Kenny and Minute Sandy team, and we work together very closely, and not just within the Reading or the UK and I feel say are they in a very positive position wherein not just through my husband but also through myself as to my relationship with people, and I always make myself approachable and visible and very positive person in everywhere I go. So, and I'm very friendly. So, as a result of that, my relationship with people are very healthy and very good. And sometimes even I've heard from other people wherein I have not met people, but people have called or people have said, "Oh, I've heard about you via this person," and in a positive way. And that relationship is taking me where I am at the moment and makes me feel even more comfortable with actually taking up this role. And even within diaspora itself, name it the African diaspora, we have regular online meetings, which has obviously given me that platform to be able to meet people online, and be able to interact with these people. As far as the African diaspora, I'm going all the way to America, wherein I've had so many opportunities and to be able to interact with these people. I've not met them physically, but the physical appearance or approach would be easier when we meet because of these platforms that we've had, opportunities that I've had ahead of time to be able to meet these people and to be able to converse with these people. And so far, with meetings that we've held, I've been executing the role already as a secretary, and a lot of people have already seen the talent that I have and how I've been holding up my role and ensuring to be able to run meetings with the diaspora, and also ensuring that minutes are coming out on time and conversing with people. That communication is very, very important in everything we do. And so far, I think I've been doing myself justice and the
Fantastic.
party as a whole.
Fantastic. You don't already take the role and you don't mention people them like Cassandra Kenny from Germany and also Minette Sandy from the United States. Cassandra, of course, now household name within the APC. You need to call Cassandra. You sometimes people like if you see Cassandra in England, they leave because all the time you see Cassandra in England. And we go to salon back, if you see a salon, Cassandra they leave. Anytime person go to salon, Cassandra did it. You know they know who's past Cassandra they leave. Pass the one they can say Cassandra and Germany and they represent for. So this is the kind of person we you the team up with. And of course, Minute Sandy, Asabian very well in brother Leslie Koroma, my mentor. That the man will train me karate, that the man will train me. So at Sabi the family, very, very solid Kuruma family, very, very strong, dedicated APC family and stuff like that. So um the people that we don't mention so say you team up with are people that we very solid within the APC. And I'm sure a team like that, I think it's a win-win, So with the relationship we don't establish with them right now, I think say there's a lot we go on. So you contenders them. Waiting at the relationship with the contenders then because we are all APC inside the same umbrella that we all the contest. But these people are aspiring for the same position. How the thing they go on? How will they go on? What do you think?
With any well, I don't want to even use the word as competition, but in any of these contending roles, we have to do it in a respectful and healthier manner. And for me, I don't have any issues or any qualms with anybody who goes for any or similar position as I am aspiring for. At the end of the day, whoever wins, they would still get my 110% support. It doesn't matter whether it's me or whether it's the next person. At the end of the day, we have to be seen as one. We have to work as one. We have to know that at the end of the day, we are working towards the same aims and objectives. And that's what matters. So we they run the same race. We get to the end of that race. Whoever wins, we just have to be ready to give them the 110 support to be able to execute their roles. And that's what matters. And to me, to be honest, I've not met my contender. I've not met her. But I've had the opportunity of recently to be able to be in a meeting with her, and I don't have any issues.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's absolutely fine.
Okay, that's good. You
Yeah.
don't you don't demonstrate a lot of strength. A lot of strength you don't demonstrate and you actually don't place yourself if now me the award a job to somebody for a role of a secretary general at the women's wing at the diaspora, I will give to you straight away without a doubt. But I did ask this question to people them and I'll go for ask this question back. Now a difficult question. With all the strength, with all the experience, with all which you don't do, we're very, very admirable for for the APC diaspora. What in now your weaknesses then? What in are your flaws? What in the area then where you able to look at things say, I get thing now I get this part of me where I really need for work on. I dey ask people that question though, which na your side where you get weakness because I dey pan try for find a place to go for corner you small, but I dey give you the opportunity to let yourself tell me which side you get when are your weakness,
Oh, as as you clearly mentioned, OrWanKaSu, it's a very, very challenging question. And even when you go for a job interview, it's one of those questions that you get thrown at, and it always make you reverse first things, say, oh my goodness, what it is, because nobody really thinks about the negative or the downfall of themselves.
Yeah,
And therefore it is a difficult one to be able
it
to
is.
answer.
It is.
But if I have to really be honest, I think for me, my weakest point that I would say, I don't know if it would be classed as a weak point, but one of the things that I always struggle with is I don't know how to be sad or angry. I'm somebody who always believe when something happens, it happens for a good reason. So sad moments for me never last a long time
Wow.
because in everything, and I don't know if it's to do because my job as a midwife, yes, majority of the time it's an happier side to it, but we do have the sad moments of my job,
Mhm.
and that had probably given me that strength in me to always know that when things happen, it's for a good reason. So I always find it doesn't matter how negative that thing is. I
Mhm.
always find if even it's the smallest positiveness within a scenario,
Mhm.
I would hold on to that because that would be my strength. And
Wow.
as a result of that, sometimes I find it's a weakening point because even at work, people say to me, even when it's stressful and everybody's really stressed and people are grumpy, I'm always smiling, and because I just feel say, okay, if this is what you throw at me, fine, I'm ready to receive it. Let's move on, and I'm ready to go again. And I
Mm.
just keep going. So to me, my weakest strength really is about when to actually give up. I don't. I struggle with things like that because I just
Okay.
feel like every time you throw something at me, I grab another strong strength in me and stand
Wow.
up. And I just have that strength in me that you don't throw things at me and expect that I'm going to fall and I would not get up. That's a lie. It's not Jammie. Because when you
Wow.
throw at me, I will find the slightest strength anywhere to get up again and stand up and be able to move on again. I don't give up.
Fantastic.
Give
Jamie,
up.
I think this has been very, very good interview so far, and I'm very, very impressed. I'm sure viewers will be very, very impressed, and I want to make everybody in the APC know say, this now an opportunity we dey give to all the aspirants that will aspire for positions them within the APC, for make them come forward and contact we for interviews, make them can talk to you about themselves. If I not been talk to Jamie today, if I not be interviewing today, I not for be know all of these qualities that which I may get, and I not for be probably get a hope way I been get about the diaspora. But now that Jamie is aspiring for this position, and I don't listen to her now, I get full confidence in the diaspora for say we dey succeed. We dey assume a position within the APC we no other region no go assume, we no go ever take because of talent like this, people with such experience like this. So I believe say we get more women then. We want make them come forward, make them take key positions within the APC, let them get the political space for make them for compete, a healthy one for make them gain their own experience within the political side. Some people professionals them, but some people in them now technocrat them, but then get this thing we not to politicians them. But now that they step into politics and then they bring out the experience into politics. With you, you get more advantage because your husband don't serve as a political leader and already for years. And within experience, you will tap into them and make this diaspora region a very, very powerful and great A region. So I want to say thank you to you for this wonderful, wonderful step we don't take forward for this. So we dey come to the area of the diaspora elections. The elections that will come, they're very, very key, very, very important. We dey say the elections in a salon or Africa that did the election and therefore take place for the diaspora region. And what do you think? Because the diaspora region, you get people away in Africa, we don't go for travel, Canada, the UK, or go to America for go aspire for them position in the but they go for go salon. Many of them go salon. But the voters don't go salon and they look at a way how we go able for make sure say people and vote probably from the diaspora to salon for the candidates them. So how you see that kind of setup there, you kind of think say you go trust them or they not go play some kind game for them or they not go do any kind of thing we go make them disenfranchise certain people then inside the elections.
Well, with every step of the way, there is a degree of doubt that you can have in things. But at the same time, until you try something, you would not be able to have the evidence to be able to back whatever queries you have or concerns with regards to trialing something. And I believe in evidence based. I don't like the fact of just going by hearsay or whatever. It's always good to have that evidence to back whatever we are saying. But I feel in a situation like what we have currently or upcoming challenges that we do have, I feel we need to give it a try. We need to be very flexible. And I can give you even an example. Say, okay, let's say, for example, it's not possible for us to be able to have that choice of actually doing a proxy voting or voting from wherever our locations we are to Freetown because of all the doubts of obviously game playing or dirty games playing behind the scenes. Yes, that's part of things, but also it's about thinking about other things that we can do. What about plan B? What can we put in place to be able to give the diaspora the maximum opportunity for them to be able to exercise their voting rights, to be able to afford or be able to even make it possible to go to America? Because I can tell you one of the issues we've had within the diaspora in our subsequent meetings that we've had, especially from people coming from America or Canada, they take longer to travel. So it takes roughly about 2 days for them to get to Sierra Leone and another 2 days to probably return back to their destinations or.
Okay, there's been a slight bandwidth issue there. Jammie just froze while he did making submission, but I'm sure she will come back. This has been very, very good interview so far with Jammie. Jammie, na a professional, a midwife of 20 years experience. Jammie, in Papa, na the former chief education officer, Dr.
Hello.
James Linga Koroma. And of course, Jammie in Mama Sef, the paramount chief for Kagboro Chiefdom, a place where they call Shinge inside Sierra Leone. And in Mama himself, have been person we na been, principal na, the Afford School, and Igona Afford Primary School, Igona Tower Hill School, Igona Annie Walsh, and in Mama a theologist, somebody will study about religion, so Jammie with him experience where you don't get in submission when we don't make, we don't put himself to be, we don't see him as a feminist, we don't see him as a very strong community champion, somebody will get the skills then for able for make influence for change, influence change. And we don't listen to Ram. I think say very, very important for make we continue for listen to Jammie in last submission we be make. I think say it don't come back. So Jammie, if we can come back over to you, make you give me your submission we the just now. I hope so so you can stop.
I think so. I get a rough idea. So yes, so what I be say was about the flexibility of us being able to exercise our voting rights.
Yeah.
So despite the fact of people being far and wide, quite spread about, it's about making it possible for us to try other things. So if, say, for example, the proxy vote is not possible, that people have to be present, then one of the things that we our diaspora comrades have been asking for is about the possibility of actually bringing the dates of the Diaspora Convention and the National Delegates Convention closer together. And in that way, when they travel or when we travel, we don't have to take such a very long time away from our working roles or job commitments and travel arrangement that we have to do to be able to make it possible for us to be present in person to be able to exercise our voting rights. So I think things that are needs to be considered equally. So as part of my role, I can rightly say that just last week I had to write a letter to the ITGC requesting or asking on behalf of the women's diaspora if that's a possibility for the dates to be brought closer together to the National Delegates Convention, just so our comrades who are coming from America, Canada, who are taking longer to travel in and out of Sierra Leone or to and from Sierra Leone, will be able to witness both those conventions. Because if the dates are widely apart, what happens is they would only have to probably attend one and actually sacrifice the other, which obviously restricts them from actually being able to exercise their voting rights. I think.
Yeah, Jammie, I think say you don't begin to play a role already now, so we have very, very key roles them on behalf of the diaspora without we even knowing. For not being get this interview also today, we're not for be able to know say from behind the scenes when I actually play a role. So if I assume them position they now, you can imagine the kind of things they want to get for to do. When I get for to move mountains. So that's very good. I'm really, really impressed. And I think say that's a very good suggestion, actually. During the time for the delegate conference, we then get with the national delegate conference, then near the dates for the diaspora convention, I believe say it will help people them when them go salon, they go once for the conventions, then get their own elections done, concluded, then they can return. Rather than going for the national convention, return back to the country, go back for the diaspora convention. It take a toll on people then because people are committed here, they get their families and stuff like that. You're right. I think say a letter like that, I think then people then they go kind of like accept them and try and arrange the dates them properly. So with this said, Demi, I think say we come towards the close of this very, very, fine interview. And I want for, like I can always do, give people a few minutes for actually say the last few words, to the viewers, but make them say the last few words to the people who they conduct the elections, say the last few words to the people who they actually vote. We get for vote for the diaspora, region. And basically for sell yourself. You actually don't tell me a lot now, so but put them in a nutshell, sell yourself to me, speak to everybody, and then what make we for votes for Jammie. Over to you.
Thank you very much again, everybody. And thanks for this opportunity, this platform for actually talk about myself, because a lot of people then, not today, they will hear a lot about me as to my background or other things that I do or have done and my ties with Sierra Leone. However, to really put this into a nutshell, as Unadoyeri, I aspire for be Secretary General for the Women's Diaspora Women's Wing. It's a position where I would love for Giuna the utmost best and when I not go regret when I vote for me. The only downside about it is that you not get for vote for me directly. But if you want for see me for execute my role, able for work for una, able for enjoy the benefit of me working for una as a diaspora, you get for vote for Cassandra Kenny and Minette Sanditin. Because na then to them they una get for vote for, and then to them they will then win, na then they able for choose or select the people that really work with them. So unfortunately, you're not going able for vote for me directly. But for let you go vote for me, you get for vote for them people, and for let you go get me for ladu the work go una want for ladu, you get for vote for Cassandra Kemi and Minute Sandy. Also, on top of that, I don't mention probably times without number for say I am for women and with women. Me, I just want for ask so many women that we out there, we get so much potentials. We need for come out of the comfort zone. We need for stretch we hands them forth and see how best we where they do, where we will feel say we are stronger. We're able to give una we support and advocate for una for get more women and for car into the politics of things. Life not to go on without politics. Everything what we do, our daily bread, our ins and outs, everything what we do is got politics in it. So you cannot say you're not a politician or you know they play politics or you know they into politics. That's not true. Indirectly or directly, we are all playing politics every single day of our lives. So stop kidding yourselves. Come in, get your hands dirty. Let's do the dirty work together, and let's see what change we can all make to make Sierra Leone a better country and a sweeter country to live in. I love Sierra Leone, and I'm sure you all love Sierra Leone. And for Sierra Leone, I would stand, and I will stand in solidarity with all the women and the men from the diaspora for Sierra Leone to make a difference. I thank you all, and God bless.
Thank you very much. I capture the last few words. You stand for the men and the women. Because I think when somebody go talk, say, hey, this man, a woman, I don't know it's smart for no more. This is not for the man there. So, so it's good that I hear that in the end. Yes, you also stand for the men them.
Yes, with the men.
That's very good. That was Jammie Koroma, the strong woman from Annie Walsh, the strong student from Harvard School, the strong student from a father, we be the chief education officer, the former, the strong Pekin of the paramount chief of Shingei, somebody we a wife of a chairman of the APC Reading region, UK and I, a midwife, we of 20 years of experience with Band 7, we a feminist, a community champion with a lot of strength, You get a master's degree in public health as well. So what else can you say about this woman if you forgive my position? There's not much you can say that is, negative at all. You can see the posture of the woman, you can see the personality of the woman. We don't interview her for an hour, we don't see any, change in the mood of the woman. We don't ask her difficult questions. We don't see and say, really, she's well composed and focused and consistent in delivering, the qualities them we embedded within INSSF. We want to tell them plenty thank you, Jammie Koroma, on behalf of this platform. We wish them good luck. We wish all the other people that we aspire. We get genuine, intention for these positions them, make them get the chance for able for serve with APC. One thing we capture in mind now, so now that the voting, you say the not indirectly a position of the Secretary General. I'm not quite sure if you vote for Cassandra and Minette Sandy, you don't vote for Jammie. Now that I not quite understand if not so they don't make the mechanism.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. It's not position that is being voted for directly. Yes.
So now kind of a block like a team.
It's a team, yes. Yeah.
Wow, that is interesting. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So if I like Cassandra, I like another Jammie. So I don't get choice. I go.
Unfortunately, so.
Okay.
We go as one body.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the two people, them obviously, when you call so, for me, I sabi them personally. I sabi the family we Nanette Sandy come up from. As I don't meet them a few times. I sabi the family, I sabi him brother, I sabi him sisters then. Very, very humble family. Yes. But of course, Cassandra, I know I don't meet him several times over. And of course yourself, what you don't give me so today. I'm very happy, I'm very confident, I'm very satisfied. So we want to say many, many thanks to you, many, many thanks to your husband, many, many thanks to all the people we so far don't, get themselves inside this program for showcase themselves. And I want to tell you also thank you, and I want to encourage everybody with aspire, make them come forward and can talk to me about themselves. So on behalf of this platform, I want to say thank you. And this is not the upfront one-to-one interview with Comrade OrWanKaSu, and to all the aspirants that would aspire for substantive position them within the APC. From those points, I go take a bow and say good night. Thank you very much. Over to